Bezrat Hashem, the Gemara this morning, Sanhedrin 81a. The Gemara brings a pasuk in the prophet Yechezkel. והוליד בן פריץ שופך דם אל הערים לא אכל ואת אשת רעהו טימא ולגילולים נשא עיניו. So before explaining this verse, we have to explain that the prophet Yechezkel was one of the rare prophets that was able to say his prophecy outside Israel. All the prophets that we had, all of them, their prophecies were done only in Eretz Israel, where the Shekhinah, where the divine presence exists. Outside Israel, it's impossible. And the Gemara is really asking the question, how is it possible that there was exception by Yechezkel Navi? And the Gemara answers, because he started to prophesize in Israel, he was just ending his prophecies in Babylon. Also, every time he would have a prophecy on Babylon, Hashem would send them to a river or to a lake, a water source, so you can tell the prophecy, because the water source is a pure place. It's a place that purifies a person, and only there he was able to get his prophecy. So he's telling us the next thing. He's telling us a pasuk that El ha'arim lo achal, the person did not eat by the mountains. Vet eshet re'eu timeh, and the wife of his friend he never impurified. Velagilulim nasa einav, and he didn't rise his eyes towards the idols. Veolid ben paritz shofech dam, and he didn't give birth to a ben paritz, to a kid that is gonna shed blood. Right? So what are we talking about over here? El ha'arim lo achal. Over here, we're talking about somebody doesn't eat by the mountains, which means shelo achal bischut avotav. Some people always say, oh, my father was a tzaddik, my father was a rabbi. Some people say, oh, my grandfather was a dayan, my grandfather was so respected. Okay, your father, your grandfather, your great-grandfather were great people. What about you? What about you? Why are you always counting on their merits? Some people are counting on the merits of the mountains. Mountains means the father always look in the eyes of the son. The father in the eyes of the son always looks like a mountain. A son always wants to reach the footsteps of his father, right? So he's telling you, but you have to have your own personality. You have to have your own deeds. You have to have your own characters. You are different. Yes, you imitate the good traits of character of your father. Yes, you imitate the customs of your father. We always take our father customs. Certain customs, it's not good to take. But a lot of customs are good, and you follow the customs of your father, right? So, you have to also be something on your own. You have to be something, an example to your children. Your father was an example to you and your brothers, but you are going to have to be the example for your children. So never say, my father, my grandfather, that's very good. What about you? Then, it says over here, ve'enav lo nasa el gilule bet Israel shelo alach bekomat zkufa. Right? Somebody's arrogant is like avodah zarah. Why? It says, ve'aretz adom raglai. It says that Hashem rests his feet, sort of speak, on earth. And somebody walks with his head always up and always with a straight posture, right? It's like arrogant. This is like pushing away the feet of HaKadosh Baruch Hu from earth. And this is a type of avodah zarah. This is like a branch of idolatry. So it says over here, this person did not commit the sin walking with a straight posture. It says over here, ve'et eshet re'eu lo timeh, he did not impurify the wife of his friend. Says the Gemara, what does the prophet Yechezkel meant? What did he mean in this pasuk? Shelo yarad lo manut chavero. You go to your friend's place, he has a successful business, clothing, jewelry, any type of business. You sit with him, you go visit him, and you sit and you have a coffee and you speak, and you see, Baruch Hashem, a lot of clients coming in, and your friend is making money. Then you have an idea. A week later, you go and you open a store next to your friend's store. What happened? Listen, it's business, all of a sudden, friendship doesn't count. All of a sudden, it's just business. All of a sudden, there's parnasah for everybody. If there's parnasah for everybody, why do you have to open next to him, right? That's called taking the wife of your friend. The business of your friend is like his wife. And going down to the business of your friend, which means opening a store right across the street, right next door, it's like taking your wife's friend. It says over here, a righteous person, he was not getting close to the wife of his friend, right? It says over here, Vel isha nida lo karav, and he did not get close to a lady which is menstruated. What does it mean? What does Prophet Yecheskel mean in that? Shelo ne'ena mikupa shel tzedakah, which means the person has to try as much as he could never to take from tzedakah money, right? As much as you could. Never go collecting tzedakah, or try to do the best you could. Like the Tur, one of the first Shulchan Aruch, the first Shulchan Aruch, was written by a rabbi called Rabbi Yaakov Baal HaTurim, 950 years ago. And this rabbi, he had nothing almost what to eat. But he wrote a book which is studied by all the Chachamim, even today. And he asked his father a question. He asked him, what happens if you don't have enough money to buy fish for Shabbat? Could you buy sardines? Today, if you tell somebody eat sardines, right, those small fish, it's a delicatessen, right? Something very, very good, right? People do kiddush with that, herring. In the olden days, that will be only for poor people. The Gemara, Rashi, commentaries explain, in the olden days, the bigger fish you would find for Shabbat, that will be the honor for Shabbat. So, the two, Rabbi Yaakov Baal HaTurim, asked his father, the Rosh, which was a very, very important decisionary, he asked him, could you eat sardines on Shabbat? Why? Because he said, between eating sardines and taking tzedakah, what's better? And his father told him, it's better for you to eat sardines and don't touch any penny coming from the tzedakah box. So he told him, Shelo ne'ena mikupa shel tzedakah. And it says, tzadiku chayo ichyeh. This type of a person who accomplished everything said over here is a tzaddik. Says the Gemara, when Rabban Gamliel got to this verse, he was to cry. Why? He says, what? I have to do all these things in order to be called tzaddik? Tells him Rabbi Akiva, don't worry. Prophet Yecheskel did not mean all of that. He meant one of these things. In other words, in conclusion, today's lesson is, being a tzaddik is to be an example for your family, for your children, and don't count on the merits of your fathers or forefathers. Being a tzaddik is not to go down to your neighbors or your best friend's business and don't make competition to him. Let him live. Do your own parnasah on your side. Being a tzaddik means also not to touch, right, the kuppah of tzedakah, not to take any money for tzedakah. Try to get along with what you have, right? And if you do one of them, and for sure if you do all of them, you are a tzaddik. You should have a great day. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.